Chapter 4. Is It True? Excerpts from the famous book You Can Heal Your Life, Louise Hay. The question, is it true or real, has two answers, yes and no. It is true if you believe it to be true. It is not if you believe it isn't true. The glass is both half full and half empty, depending on how you look at it. There are literally billions of thoughts we can choose to think. Most of us choose to think the same kinds of thoughts our parents used to think, but we don't have to continue to do this. There is no law written that say we can only think in one way. Whatever I choose to believe becomes true for me. Whatever you choose to believe becomes true for you. Our thoughts can be totally different. Our lives and experiences are totally different. Examine your thoughts. Whatever we believe becomes true for us. If you have a sudden financial disaster, then on some level you may believe you are unworthy of being comfortable with money, or you believe in burdens and debt. Or if you believe that nothing good ever lasts, maybe you believe that life is out to get you, or, as I hear so often, I just can't win. If you seem unable to attract a relationship, you may believe nobody loves me, or I am unlovable. Perhaps you fear being dominated as your mother was, or maybe you think, people just hurt me. If you have poor health, you may believe, illness runs in our family. Or that you are a victim of the weather. Or perhaps it's, I was born to suffer, or it's just one thing after another. Or you may have a different belief. Perhaps you're not even aware of your belief. Most people really aren't. They just see the outer circumstances as being the way the cookie crumbles. Until someone can show you the connection between the outer experiences and the inner thoughts, you remain a victim in life. Problem. Belief. Financial disaster. I am not worthy of having money. No friends. Nobody loves me. Always pleasing others. I never get my way. Problem with work. I am not good enough. Whatever the problem is, it comes from a thought pattern, and thought patterns can be changed. It may feel true, it may seem true, all these problems we're wrestling with and juggling in our lives. However, no matter how difficult an issue we are dealing with, it is only an outer result of inner thought pattern. If you don't know what thoughts are creating your problems, you're in the right place now, because this book is designed to help you find out. Look at the problems in your life. Ask yourself, what kinds of thoughts am I having that create this? If you allow yourself to sit quietly and ask this question, your inner intelligence will show you the answer. It's only a belief. You learned as a child. Some of the things we believe are positive and nourishing. These thoughts serve us well all of our lives, such as, look both ways before you cross the street. Other thoughts are very useful at the beginning, but as we grow older they are no longer appropriate. Don't trust strangers may be good advice for a small child, but for an adult, to continue this belief will only create isolation and loneliness. Why do we so seldom sit down and ask ourselves, is that really true? For instance, why do I believe things like, it's difficult for me to learn? Better question to ask are, is it true for me now? Where did that belief come from? Do I still believe it because a first-grade teacher told me that over and over? Would I be better off if I dropped that belief? Beliefs that boys don't cry, and girls don't climb trees, create men who hide their feelings and women who are afraid to be physical. If we were taught as a child that the world is a frightening place, then everything we hear that fits that belief we will accept as true for us. The same is true for, don't trust strangers, don't go out at night, or people cheat you. On the other hand, if we were taught early in life that the world is a safe place, then we would hold other beliefs. We could easily accept that love is everywhere, and people are so friendly, and I always have whatever I need. If you were taught as a child that, it's all my fault, then you will walk around always feeling guilt no matter what happens. Your belief will turn you into someone who's always saying, I'm sorry. If you learn to believe as a child, I don't count, then this belief will always keep you at the end of the line wherever you are. Like my childhood experience about not getting any cake, see my story, chapter 16. Sometimes you will feel you're invisible when others fail to notice you. Did your childhood circumstances teach you to believe, nobody loves me? Then you are sure to be lonely. Even when you bring a friend or relationship into your life, it will be short-lived. Did your family teach you, there is not enough? Then I am sure you often feel as though the cupboard is bare, or you find you just get by, or you are always in debt. I had a client who had been brought up in a household where they believed everything was wrong and could only get worse. His main joy in life was playing tennis, and then he hurt his knee. He went to every doctor he could find, and it only got worse. Finally, he could not play at all. Another person had been brought up as a preacher's son, and as a child he was taught that everybody else came first. The preacher's family always came last. Today he is wonderful at helping his clients get the best deal, yet he's usually in debt, with little pocket money. His belief still makes him last in line. If you believe it, it seems true. How often have we said, "That's the way I am," or "That's the way it is"? Those specific words are really saying that that's what we believe to be true for us. Usually, what we believe is only someone else's opinion we have incorporated into our belief systems. No doubt it fits right in with all the other things we believe. If we want a joyous life, we must think joyous thoughts. If we want a prosperous life, we must think prosperous thoughts. If we want a loving life, we must think loving thoughts. Whatever we send out mentally or verbally will come back to us in like form. Each moment is a new beginning. I repeat, the point of power is always in the present moment. You are never stuck. This is where the changes take place, right here, and right now in our own minds. It does not matter how long we've had negative patterns or an illness or a poor relationship of lack of finances or self-hatred. We can begin to make a shift today. Your problem no longer needs to be truth for you. It can now fade back to the nothingness from whence it came. You can do it. Remember, you are the only person who thinks in your mind. You are the power and authority in your world. Your thoughts and beliefs of the past have created this moment, and all the moments up to this moment. What you are now choosing to believe and think and say will create the next moment and the next day and the next month and the next year. Yes, you, darling. I can give you the most marvelous advice, coming from my years of experience, yet you can continue to choose to think the same old thoughts. You can refuse to change and keep all your problems. You are the power in your world. You get to have whatever you choose to think. This moment begins the new process. Each moment is a new beginning, and this moment is a new beginning for you right here and right now. Isn't that great to know? This moment is the point of power. This moment is where the change begins. Is it true? Stop for a moment and catch your thought. What are you thinking right now? If it is true that your thoughts shape your life, would you want what you were just thinking right now to become true for you? If it's a thought of worry or anger or hurt or revenge or fear, how do you think this thought will come back to you? It is not always easy to catch our thoughts because they move so swiftly. However, we can begin right now to watch and listen to what we say. If you hear yourself expressing negative words of any sort, stop in mid-sentence. Either rephrase the sentence or just drop it. You could even say to it, "Out." Imagine yourself in line at a cafeteria, or perhaps at a buffet in a luxurious hotel, where instead of dishes of food, there are dishes of thoughts. You get to choose any and all the thoughts you wish. These thoughts will create your future experiences. Now, if you choose thought that will create problems and pain, that's rather foolish. It's like choosing food that always makes you ill. We may do this once or twice, but as soon as we learn which food upset our bodies, we stay away from them. It's the same with thoughts. Let us stay away from thoughts that create problems and pain. One of my early teachers, Dr. Raymond Charles Barker, would repeatedly say, "When there is a problem, there is not something to do, there is something to know." Our minds create our future. When we have something in our present that is undesirable, then we must use our minds to change the situation. And we can begin to change it this very second. It is my deep desire that the topic "How Your Thoughts Work" would be the very first subject taught in school. I have never understood the importance of having children memorize battle dates. It seems like such a waste of mental energy. Instead, we could teach them important subjects such as how the mind works, how to handle finances, how to invest money for financial security, how to be good parents, how to create good relationships, and how create and maintain self-esteem and self-worth. Can you imagine what a whole generation of adults would be like if they had been taught these subjects in school along with their regular curriculum? Think how these truths would manifest. We would have happy people who feel good about themselves. We would have people who are comfortable financially and who enrich the economy by investing their money wisely. They would have good relationships with everyone and would be comfortable with the role of parenthood and then go on to create another generation of children who feel good about themselves. Yet within all this, each person would remain an individual expressing his or her own creativity. There is not time to waste. Let's continue with our work. Affirmation. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole and complete. I no longer choose to believe in old limitations and lack. I now choose to begin to see myself as the universe sees me, perfect, whole, and complete. The truth of my being is that I was created perfect, whole, and complete. I will always be perfect, whole, and complete. I now choose to live my life from this understanding. I am in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. All is well in my world.